This is the Audeze Maxwell. The Maxwell is a wireless planar magnetic gaming headset from the audiophile headphone company Audeze. The Maxwell was designed for PlayStation, Xbox, and PC as well as other devices. It is priced very competitively against other gaming headsets from well-established gaming gear companies, but has a lot of features and technology that the other headsets don't have. So let's open it up and I'll tell you more about them. So here's a first hands-on look at the Audeze Maxwell. So let's take a look at what's included in the box. First, you have the Maxwell headset. And the first thing I wanted to note about the Maxwell is that there are two versions of this headset that you can purchase. One is designed for PlayStation, while the other is designed for Xbox use. They are both also compatible with PC, Mac, and other devices like the Nintendo Switch, as well as iOS and Android devices. Both versions are pretty much identical, but one is designed internally for PlayStation use, while the other is for Xbox. The particular unit I'll be showing you today is the PlayStation version. So now let's take a look at what else is in the box. It does include this wireless dongle that you'll be plugging into either your PlayStation or PC, or if you get the Xbox version, then you'll be plugging it into your Xbox. Now, if we take a look at the side of the wireless dongle, you do see a little switch here that you can switch between PlayStation and PC. So depending on what device you'll be using the Maxwell with, then you set it to the correct setting with this switch. So let's remove this top portion. And then we see another box down here. So let's take a look at what's inside this box. So you get an Audeze logo sticker, you get a nice little welcome card from the Audeze team, and on the back side you get a QR code to the Maxwell support page so that you can look up any info as far as making changes to the headset, such as setting. And then you have a 3.5mm TRRS audio cable that you can use to plug in your Maxwell headset directly to your computer or other devices. You're also provided with a USB charge and data cable. You can use this to charge up your Maxwell, as well as listening to high-res audio over the USB digital connection. You're also provided with this USB-C to USB-A adapter cable. That way, if the device you're using doesn't have a USB-C connection to plug in this wireless dongle, you can just plug it in here. And then you can go ahead and plug in the USB cable to your device. And last but not least, you're provided with a detachable hypercardioid mic that uses Audeze's proprietary filter AI noise reduction technology. And you can even tune your mic to sound just right with a 5-band equalizer. Okay, now let's take a closer look at the build quality of the Audeze Maxwell. As you can see here, the ear cups are larger than other gaming ear cups because inside of them, they house Audeze's large 90mm planar magnetic drivers, which differ from other gaming headsets, as those typically have 40 to 50mm dynamic cone drivers. If you take a look at the ear pads and the ear cup, then you'll notice that these are an over-ear closed back headset. The headset chassis feels really nice and is built with reinforced aluminum and steel. The Maxwell has a spring steel headband, as well as this adjustable suspension strap, which is user replaceable, so that is good news there. Now, as far as the yokes go, they are cast aluminum yokes. As far as the ear cups, they have dual chamber noise isolation with removable ear pads. So let's see if I can go ahead and remove the ear pads so you can take a look inside. So as far as taking them out, on the right ear cup, you can go ahead and twist clockwise, and then you can go ahead and just pull up and pull it out. And here's a closer look at the ear pad itself. It's kind of thicker at the top and then thinner as you get to the bottom here. So once you remove the ear pads, you can see the planar magnetic drivers inside. As far as the technology used with this driver, they do use the fluxor magnet array and the phaser for its phase management. So again, this is the Maxwell with the ear pads removed. You can see the driver inside, and that's what it looks like. And to put it back, it's easy. Just go ahead and put it down and then twist counterclockwise. And there you go, you should hear like a little click at the end. So the Maxwell does have some weight to it. It comes in at 490 grams. So it's not gonna be as light as other gaming headsets, but remember, you get the 90mm planar magnetic drivers, which are gonna sound great. Give you the nice bass slam when you're playing your games. And the construction is gonna be a lot better. Again, this has steel and aluminum throughout. So yeah, I just want to point that out in case you are sensitive to slightly heavier headsets. So I know I mentioned the detachable mic earlier, but this headset also has 5 beam-forming microphone array. And again, these microphones use Audeze's proprietary filter AI noise reduction technology, and the mics are gonna work together to remove that outside noise and so that others can hear your voice clearly. So now let's take a closer look at the ear cups where a lot of the controls are. So on the right ear cup, you don't have any controls here. You just have this hole here, which is probably one of the microphones, the microphone array. But on the left ear cup is where all the controls are. You do have a mute switch for your mic as well as the power button. And taking a look at the bottom edge of the left ear cup, you do have a button here as well as an LED. Looks like another microphone there. And then there's a hole here to plug in your detachable mic. So it'll plug in just like that. And on the plug, as you can see here, there is one edge is kind of straight and not rounded. So it works as a guide so you can plug it in easily. Moving on, we have the USB connection for charging and using the headset wired. So with this headset, you can use it wireless at ultra low latency through Bluetooth or wired digital over USB-C connection or wired via the 3.5 millimeter analog connection, which is directly to the right of the USB connection. Moving on, we have a volume control for the mic right here on the left side. And then we have a volume control for the headphone volume. So now let's talk about the features and technology in this headset because there's a lot to talk about here. As far as battery life, Audeze boasts 80 hours of battery life with a fast charge capacity where you can charge this headset for only 20 minutes and then you get all day play. That means with a 20-minute charge, you can use it the rest of the day. But if you want to fully charge them, then it takes about 2 hours. And now I did mention that it has ultra low latency wireless. But what I didn't mention was that it has 3 times the range of traditional 2.4 gigahertz wireless connections. The Bluetooth support on this is great. It has Bluetooth 5.3, which supports Bluetooth low energy, as well as the LC3 Plus, LDAC, and AAC codecs. This headset can do high-res audio up to 24-bit at 96 kilohertz. And another thing that stands out about the Maxwell is that it supports spatial audio. With the Xbox version of the headset, you get Dolby Atmos, and with the PlayStation version, you get Tempest 3D. You can also fully customize the sound of the Maxwell using Audeze's HQ app for PC and smartphone, where it lets you EQ your headset with a multi-band system, and you can even save up to 4 user-defined EQ profiles. So let me go ahead and try these on my head, and I'll give you my reactions. I do have an above average head size, so let's take a look and see how these fit. Okay, so I tried the headset on my head for a little while, and I must say that they're very comfortable. The ear pads feel really good on your ears, and it's a nice snug fit. As far as the clamping force on the headset, it feels just right. It doesn't feel like a lot of pressure or anything. But one thing that is apparent right away is the weight of the headphones are a little bit on the heavier side, but like I said, there's enough clamping force to keep them in place. Now the headband on the top feels really good. There are no hot spots on the top of my head, so that's great. So you should be able to wear these for quite a long time while gaming, but the only apparent drawback is that weight. But again, you're getting 90 millimeter planar magnetic drivers with this headset. So these are gonna sound absolutely amazing. And you should be able to use them not only for gaming, but to listening to music with audiophile quality. So yeah, taking a look at Audeze's gaming headset lineup, these sit somewhere in between the more affordable Penrose and the way more expensive Audeze LCD GX, which are very expensive for a gaming headset. This very much reminds me of the Audeze Mobius when it came out. It had a lot of great new technology in it, but this is like the Mobius's big brother, and it's cheaper than the Audeze Mobius was when it first came out. But you get a lot of technology in here. I mean, Audeze's come a long way, and the Audeze Maxwell is definitely not going to disappoint. So that does it for my hands-on video on the Audeze Maxwell, and I'll see you in the next video.